You know what all the cool kids are doing these days? Listening to podcasts. And what does Toxic Radio have? Podcasts, duh.
Just as I thought.
Go to toxicradio.net and check out our weekly schedule for the lineup of great shows. Miss any of them live? No worries.
Thank God, dude.
We're on all the top podcast platforms, or just find them at toxicradio.net or on the free app. The choice is yours. Be cool or not.
We're gonna be cool.
Toxic Radio. Get the podcasts? Get infected. Got an idea for a podcast and think you have the talent to make it a reality? Already have a podcast, but thinking you could take it up a notch, but you're just not sure how to do it? Well, Toxic Entertainment has everything you need to go from podcasting to podcasting. Bring us your talent, your passion, and your best ideas. We'll bring to the table our state-of-the-art technology and comfortable facility, creative and professional staff dedicated to bringing your ideas to life, competitively priced packages to suit your goals and budget, and over 10 years of experience as a leader in the podcasting field. Toxic Entertainment offers quality and affordability that can't be beat. When you're ready to start your journey, Toxic Entertainment is here to help you reach your destination. Learn more at toxicentertainment.net or call 888-66-TOXIC to arrange a studio tour. That's 888-66-86942. Toxic Entertainment, where creativity meets passion. Does the real world seem unsatisfying?
It's boring, but it's part of my life.
Well, time to level up and reboot reality. Join Toxic Mike and Demonoid as they explore the ever-evolving world of virtual reality and everything it has to offer. Whether you're just starting out or you've been there from the beginning, Reboot Reality will introduce, educate, and guide you to the best in VR. Find it wherever you get podcasts at toxicradio.net or on the free Toxic Radio app. Reboot Reality. Log in and get immersed.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. You liked it. If you're back, thank you for coming back. Always appreciate it. Lots to talk about today. We're going to talk a little bit about Twitter. Everybody loves to talk about Twitter right now, even if they don't use Twitter. Don't you feel that way, Mike?
Yeah, it's a hot topic.
It's a hot topic, you know? It's
I,
like,
I just like the glow from behind you that makes you look like a god.
I know. If you hear a dog barking in the background, that's the toxic dog. But excuse me while I close the window real quick like Mr. Rogers puts on his shoes. This is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That's hilarious. It's not noticeable at all. You did it very nonchalantly. Yeah. It was very much so a part of the show. I don't think anybody noticed a thing.
Yep.
People on the podcast.
I mean, now you
like,
can come to the studio
on?
and heckle me through the window. You know, it might be possible.
Oh my god!
But yeah. Other than that, yeah, we're gonna talk about that today. Why you should feel like a piece of shit because Bad Bhabie made $52 million, and you know, all that other good shit that we do on the show. You know, there's some other stuff too that I was thinking about. And we're going to talk about that, but we'll get into that. The Elon thing, people have been pretty divided. I mean, people have some really strong opinions on this. I'm a sparse Twitter user. I do more reading of posts than, you know, tweeting myself. So it's something where, hey, it's not a huge thing. It's not going to really impact my life, but people seem to be taking this very deeply. I feel that they should be more mad at Jeff Bezos really than Elon Musk, but I also hear the other side of well, he's done so much for humanity, and I always say, like, really, what has he done for humanity? Because I feel like people want to make this guy to be out Mother Teresa, and I don't really feel like he's Mother Teresa either. I don't know. It just seems like there's one extreme from the other on the view of this guy, He bought Twitter lawfully. He didn't cheat anybody. It was his, his intention, and I think he wants to take the company private, which, after hearing Jack Dorsey talk about a former CEO of Twitter, which would probably be in my opinion, the CEO of Twitter, if the purchase goes through. Remember, it's going to take about a year for this purchase to finalize, and there is a clause of who or how the purchase can finalize, and there's things he can and cannot say, right? So, yeah, a lot of people don't even have a Twitter. I have one. Mike, you have one, right?
Absolutely. I'm more on Twitter now than I ever have been, especially with when my return to podcasting came about, because Twitter is literally the way that you can stay on top of any kind of topic, news, niche, whatever. You want to stay on top of that. Twitter is the way to do it, because people are going to post on Twitter, and it's going to go there quicker, and more people are going to tweet about it on there to a mass audience.
I used to hate the character limit, but I've embraced it, and I think the character limit's a good thing as well.
Well, the character limit is you embrace it, you understand how to get around it, but the ability to reply to your own tweet has enabled individuals to continue the story under the same exact message. So it's workarounds.
Listen, the man got his money the way he did, but I'm fascinated also by the other side of he's never done anything wrong. So why is anybody mad at him? This guy he's clean as a whistle. I don't believe that for a second.
I personally think that it is the way that he is expressing what he wants to do to Twitter, or putting out there what his thought, like the way that he wants to run it. I believe is going to be a recipe for disaster. That's my opinion.
I think it will too, and I'm going to tell you why. We've talked about it on the show before. I think Elon has good attention sometimes, but I think we have this problem in America, and maybe the world, where if someone's a billionaire, we think anything they say is true and right. They can't be possibly wrong because they have a lot of money. And I think that's a flaw in our thinking. And I'm not saying he's wrong for buying Twitter. I'm kind of in the middle here. But what I do know is that Twitter itself, as it stands, even before Elon Musk bought it, has never violated its free speech according to law set by the government and the Supreme Court. If you would like to look that over, there's a case called the Chaplinsky case. I believe it was in 1942. And the Supreme Court has actually set out 9 categories of speech that are not protected by free speech. I don't know if you did you know that, Mike?
But isn't I just want to cut in here. I didn't know that. No, but isn't free speech means that you will not be arrested, incarcerated
by the
government for what you say. That's all that free speech is. For any kind of actual open forum in terms of social media, online speech, or anything, yes, you have the freedom to say it in terms of you will not be incarcerated or penalized by the government or arrested for it. But any company out there can take what you say off of their platform, just like with Trump and his what is his new app called?
I think it failed already, actually.
But here's the thing: if you say something that Trump doesn't like, and it's Trump's platform to say it, he could take you off of it, because freedom of speech. Yeah, you mean like
he would kick people out of his rally if they didn't like what he was saying?
Exactly.
Yeah,
freedom of speech is not the freedom to Truth Social. Sorry, is not the freedom to say whatever you want wherever you want. In terms of people can stifle you online, it's that you won't get arrested for what you say.
I feel like MySpace sucked. I see someone bringing up MySpace. I feel like it's nostalgia. Like you log into your MySpace and like you still can, and you go there. You're like, oh, this is why I stopped going to MySpace. Like
yeah.
I feel like Friendster was another one too that had some potential, and that kind of fizzled out. Remember Friendster?
Yes.
Yeah, that was right before. Was that during MySpace or?
That was during MySpace.
Yeah, and that fizzled out.
Yeah, because I believe that was MySpace, and mostly Friendster was the catalyst, the inspiration to go towards Facebook.
So I'm a big fan of practice what you preach, right? And Elon disagreed that they blocked Trump. And I kind of agree to a certain extent. But I'm going to go over the 9 categories of free speech that's not protected. 1 that's obvious. Child pornography, not protected. Fraud, not protected. Incitement, not protected. And that's probably where that fell under, you know, as far as Twitter's decision. Fighting words, not protected. What are fighting words? Supreme Court in 1942 held that the First Amendment does not protect fighting words. Those are likely to provoke the average person to retaliation and thereby cause a breach of peace. That is not protected by free speech. Defamation. That's why you can sue someone for defamation in a lawsuit. Although the Supreme Court has held that defamatory statements, false statements of fact about a person are not protected speech, the court also has recognized that the prosecute of civil or criminal penalties for making such statements. So it doesn't mean it's protected. It's not protected by free speech, but it doesn't mean they can't come after you for it, like a defamation lawsuit. Obscenity. In order for material to be obscene and thus unprotected under the First Amendment, it must, on the whole, appeal to the prudent interest in sex as judged by contemporary community standards. So there's a little bit more in that. True threats, right? That's not protected either. What's a true threat? True threats are distinguished from a political hyperbole, occur when the speaker means to communicate a serious expression of an intent to commit an act of unlawful violence to a particular individual or group of individuals, right? That's not protected. There's tons of stuff. Speech integral to criminal conduct is not protected, right? So fraud is not protected by free speech. So free speech is often mischaracterized as anything goes, which is completely not the truth. And if you would like to challenge what I'm reading and you want to look it up if you really care, it's Triplinski versus New Hampshire in 1942. Okay, so it's in the First Amendment Encyclopedia if you free speech abolitionists out there really care about free speech. So I often find that funny. He's going to reset the bar. And he said that he's going to not really do much beyond what the government's going to do. And listen, I mean, it's a private company. I see some value in going private versus public, based off what he was saying. So I don't have a problem with that. I don't think it's the end of the world. But I do think there's a motive. What is that motive? I don't know. I don't live in Elon's head, but I think that will play out. But I do know that the purchase isn't completed. And there's already stories, and again, I don't know if this is suppressed smoke, about him violating the terms, right? And he's violating the terms in a sense where he's not supposed to be talking about certain aspects of Twitter business. Something was tweeted out about, the lawyer that was, I guess, the head censorship lawyer there at Twitter, cried, which I think is funny, when Elon bought it or is going to buy it. And someone criticized him for crying because somehow that got out of the boardroom, real tight boardroom there. And, Elon started commenting on the matter, and he's not supposed to do that. Now, I don't know if that is going to make the, buyout not go through, but this is something where, that shouldn't be done, right? According to the agreement, suspending the Twitter account for a major news organization for publishing a truthful story was obviously incredibly inappropriate. That's what he wants. So free speech isn't in the toxic chat room. I've put titty photos in there. They've been deleted. So that's bullshit. But there should be free speech. Don't get me wrong. But he's got to stop tweeting. And I just think part of him is he likes the attention, whether you want to say it or not. There's other examples of things he has done where he said he was going to do it and he never did it. I don't know if you heard about this or not before, Mike, but there was a time where he said he was going to buy a confectioneers company or a candy company to rival Warren Buffett. You remember that?
I do not.
Yeah. Now, he never did that because he likes to pop off stuff like that on Twitter.
He's popping off his stuff everywhere. He's popping it there, popping it there.
He
keeps popping it.
He's popping. He's got WAP everywhere.
I can't believe hasn't been stifled for his popping.
Yeah. He took to Twitter to declare his next venture, and it was a sweet one. I'm starting a candy company, and it's going to be amazing. He tweeted on Saturday, and
I just popped one right now.
This was a couple years ago. Oh, nice. His initial announcement about a possible sugarcoat adventure racked up more than 138,000 likes, and followers swooned over the potential awesomeness. Musk, the force behind Tesla, was, and the exploration company SpaceX also seemed to be challenging fellow billionaire Warren Buffett, whose Berkshire Hathaway owns See's Candies. So the back and forth had already begun when Musk reportedly put down moats, which Buffett has defined as business competitive edge, according to CNN, that apparently prompted Buffett and his yearly Berkshire Hathaway meeting this weekend to counter that moats remains a good idea. In another Twitter, Musk wrote, "I'm going to build a moat and fill it with candy. Warren will not be able to resist investing." So Warren apparently likes hard candy. So, but listen, you got to take what he says with a grain of salt. I just find fascinating, like he gaslights. I mean, do you believe everything he says? Do you, Mike? I mean,
but I think that, I know you enough, and I know certain individuals here at Toxic. For many of us, if we had the amount of followers that he has 88.1 million followers on Twitter. So he literally puts out that he's shitting and watching TikTok, and he's going to get 50,000 likes on it. And even more than that, people are going to see it. So it's kind of like, one of us had that kind of power, when you wake up on a Thursday afternoon, because he's waking up in the afternoon, and you have that power, and if you're that kind of personality, you're gonna goof with it, you're gonna play with it, you're gonna have some fun with it. I mean, there was one that said, "Next, I'm buying Coca-Cola to put the cocaine back in," that Elon posted up. And then Coca-Cola was like, "Oh, hi." So, I mean, he has fun with it. So we'll see what he does in terms of running Twitter.
So, he thinks people shouldn't, he's about free speech. Well, I don't know, if someone's about free speech, maybe you disagree. Maybe he shouldn't block people, right? So there's a former Secretary of Labor. He was under, his name's Robert Reich, shorter guy if you've ever seen him. He was under President Clinton. And he tweeted him and asked him about his treatment of his Tesla workers. But then he blocked them, right? So he's something who describes himself as a free speech abolitionist. Sure likes to use the tools for when they're an advantage to him. So, my thing is he's not like, he's really not that much different than anybody else. He just happens to have more money. And I really believe that. Meaning, like, he blocked a guy because he's like, "I don't like that." And he blocked him. And we've all done it. And guess what? So has he. So my thing is he's not this deity or God that's above the natural human temptations we may have, and the anger we may experience, and the mistakes we may make, and the, assumptions we make. He does the same thing. The difference is he just has a lot of money. It's the difference.
Well, there's one key factor in here, and we learned this through the whole Trump administration afterwards and with COVID. Everybody's definition of what freedom of speech is different. You read verbatim what that kind of means, and we know that it means you're not going to be arrested or persecuted for saying certain things, which is what the actual meaning of it is. But everybody has their own personal meaning as to what freedom of speech is. So for somebody that's going with a social media outlet, which is based upon posting individual thoughts or comments on political standings and all this other stuff, it's. I would love to know or see. I haven't heard what Elon Musk, his definition of freedom of speech is, because for him to be like, "I'm going to take Twitter and make it private, and I'm going to enable it to be a freedom of speech platform," because they're not.
I think he's gaslighting people.
Twitter right now is not doing that. Well, Twitter is Twitter is providing a freedom of speech platform. You can go on
Twitter and look up full fucking videos.
Right.
Like, don't tell me the Twitter's so restricted. You can do anything on Twitter.
Because the only way that Twitter would not be following freedom of speech is if they were getting people arrested for talking about things that weren't on the list that you gave.
Yeah, if it's harmful to your platform, you're under your rights,
right,
to augment who is on that platform.
It is your business.
Right.
So what is Elon's definition of freedom of speech, because then that's
I would love to hear him have that conversation.
Right, that's going to
dictate, and I'm pretty sure that's out there, but
that's going to. I haven't seen it. If it is, please somebody let us know. But that's going to dictate what Twitter will become.
I just think people that rich, we give them this leeway. Like he must know. He must know. No, I don't.
Leeway.
I don't give them that leeway. I'm going to give you some examples where, he says certain things shouldn't be done, but he's done that. So, he is not a free speech abolitionist. All right, that's what I want people to know. Does he deserve to buy Twitter? Yes, he bought it with his own money. I don't begrudge him that. Let's see what he does. I hope that he puts Jack Dorsey in a position of CEO, which is a rumor because I think Jack Dorsey knows way more about operating Twitter than Elon Musk ever does. I think he has a surface knowledge like most of us, even though you guys don't want to believe that. The fanboys out there that want to worship him. His fanboys remind me of the Apple fanboys for like Tim Cook and Steve Jobs. Like they can't do any wrong. It's a brilliant move. Everything, But let me just tell you a few of his highlights. Did he care about free speech when he reportedly threatened to sue a blogger who posted a negative stock analysis of Tesla? Did he care about free speech then? Or when he fired employees for reporting racist harassment? Did he care about free speech then? I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Maybe there's more to that story. But this is the first time Musk has played fast. Isn't the first time. He plays fast and loose with the SEC, but he could get away with that because he's rich. All right, cool. Play the game, my guy. Tesla forced all workers to take a 10% pay cut from mid-April till July. In the same period, Tesla stock skyrocketed. And that has nothing to do with free speech, but it's a little bit of a robber baron move right there, in my opinion. Someone that's a man of the people, except when it touches his fucking pockets. That's a different story. Oh, yes, Dogecoin, buy that. Yeah, Dogecoin. Okay, cool.
Can I interject for a second?
Made $1,000 off Dogecoin, by the way.
Can I interject?
Yeah.
So this shows how much I've been up on this. I've been too much dealing with, personal stuff, brand new baby, and VR. So I have not paid attention to this. But Elon Musk, April 26th, so not that long ago, just a couple days, posted on his Twitter, by free speech, I simply mean that which matches the law. I am against censorship that goes far beyond the law. If people want less free speech, they will ask government to pass laws to that effect. Therefore, going beyond the law is contrary to the will of the people. I agree with him with that, but also
he doesn't know what that means.
To a certain extent, when you are a company that are serving the people also,
or if you talk bad about Tesla stock,
the people also have the ability to, under the law of public opinion, if they get together enough to sway your company one way or another by certain means. So we'll see what happens.
So it's funny you say that about, by his definition, if he was operating within what the government framework is, then he would not have had a problem with them taking Trump off because of January 6th.
But no, so here's the thing. If you think
and I'm going by the court's definition, not mine.
But Twitter, no, I agree with you. Twitter took that down. What he's saying is that the courts would have to decide if those tweets violated the law. Then the law, the government, the structure in place that dictates whether they
I always
broke the
love
law.
these guys that are anti-government that
right.
say, "Oh well, the government takes too long to do shit." But when it wants it to take a long time to do stuff that they don't want to do, then it's okay,
right?
Because that would take for fucking ever to litigate.
But again, that's so the tweets that went out that Twitter said no, we can't have these, would stay up for considerably longer until a jury or a court of law dictated that they went against the law.
I'm all for putting Trump back on Twitter, to be honest. I'd let it happen. I think that's cutting his nose off to spite his face. To be honest.
How long do you think it takes before Trump is back on Twitter?
He says he doesn't want to be on there, which I don't believe. I don't think it's going to happen until a purchase goes through for the actual company. Meaning, Elon doesn't technically own the company yet. It's in an agreement and has to go through.
Yeah, it's a lengthy process.
It's going to take about a year, and he has guidelines that he has to adhere to.
Right.
And he's already kind of tap dancing on those guidelines because he's talking about internal workings of Twitter or commenting on him, and he's been told not to. And that's kind of a gray area right there. It's not like it's a line that he's dancing on. It's not clear. So, and I'm not saying they shouldn't let him buy the company because I'm just kind of repeating what, I've learned and read. And listen, Jack Dorsey had an interview talking about, why a company going private is sometimes better, because you got to listen to these stockholders, these shareholders, and you could have had a profitable year, but it wasn't good enough for the stock, and then they want to make moves based off that. And I kind of agree with them in certain companies. I hope this might start a movement and make the stock market change their behavior. And the expectations in that companies might stand and say, we're going to stay private. We're not going to go public. Why not? I'm okay with that. And
but the reason for public is obviously
become super rich.
Money, yeah.
Which is why he took Tesla public, right? And you need investment money too. But
staying private enables you to run the company the way you want to.
I'll give you a local example. Wawa's private.
Yeah. And you get to run it the way you want to. And
yeah. I mean, I'm upset with their hoagie portions.
For everybody that is wondering right now, Toxic Entertainment LLC is a private company.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we're sponsored by Wawa. I'm like, why'd you pick that up? I'm like, whoa, shit.
Hoagies will be delivered.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? If I told you it was sponsored by Wawa, you'd be on the phone going, hey, yeah, I'm here at Toxic.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Where's my chicken fingers? Your dry-ass chicken fingers. Where's my boom boom sauce? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, Brad wants everybody to know he has 2 tickets, free tickets to M3 next weekend. Who wants to go? This isn't. I
would love to, but baby born just a week and a half ago.
Brad thinks it's the toxic chat room. Get a lot of bites on that on Saturday night, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I would hit up the fish man and let him know that you have some tickets. He will get those gone immediately.
Yeah. Speaking of things where you're like wondering what they're thinking or their intentions are, Netflix is fucking bleeding like a stuffed pig, huh?
Are they?
They've lost 2 million subscribers in coming months, or it's expecting to lose another 2 million subscribers in coming months. So they've already lost a bunch. A Netflix earnings report revealed losses for the first time in over a decade. The earnings missed the stock plummeting 21% after hours of trading as Wall Street reacted to Netflix losing 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter and predicting the losses in the second quarter. You know what's interesting is everybody could have probably predicted this. You don't have to be a stock analyst. With Disney Plus coming around and all these streaming services pulling their content from Netflix, you can see that everybody could have guessed this trend, right? And, with the pandemic ending, people are streaming less. There's a lot more streaming services as streaming become more prevalent. And I'm not surprised by it, especially when they want to do their, password crackdown bullshit. Guess what you guys are going to end up doing? You're going to end up organically losing yourself some subscribers. So keep doing it. I mean, I would think if you're going to do that, you would do it with new subscribers and grandfather in the old ones. That would be the smart move to make. But that tells me that whoever's running that company is out of touch with their subscribers and probably even out of touch with their employees on the ground floor, because it doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. And when you look at Netflix, they're losing that many subscribers. They got some good original shows. There's some stuff I like on that I've watched, but I share an account with a friend because, I'm not paying that. So you lose content, raise your prices, and then crack down on password sharing. Sounds like you want to lose subscribers to me. Is that a good recipe, Mike?
Well, I do agree with the crackdown on password sharing. I do and I don't.
You can add people on.
Because that's the whole thing is that is their bread and butter. Like that is... You're not abiding by their TOS, their terms of service. I totally get it that you can't have people sharing all their accounts or else nobody subscribes. It's kind of horrible predicament that Netflix is in. The problem is there are so many other amazing streaming services out there today that is not like 10, 15 years ago where Netflix was the only one. And you couldn't go anywhere else. Like there's so many others that people are like, all right.
You can add on a user for $2.99.
Never mind.
You can add on a user for $2.99 per.
I think that's a great deal. I think that's perfectly fine. I understand the business model.
All right, so the premium model is now $19.99. The standard is $15.49, and the basic is $9.99. The basic gets you standard definition. Let's just throw that out the window.
So basic.
Yeah, Mike's middle name is standard definition, actually. So let's throw that out the window. Who's buying standard definition these days?
There are definitely people. I would 100% buy standard definition.
All right, so your grandma that doesn't know the difference on her
these
tube
days,
TV.
I am the grandma. Okay. I would do that because
on your smartphone 480p, you can get away with it.
The only reason you need high definition is for video games. For actual television, you don't need it.
Okay, so I think I kind of disagree there, but we got 4 packages to go with. We got the standard definition, or 3 packages. You got $15.49 for up to 2 streams. That's 1080p, right? I feel like 1080p is the standard where everybody's going to be most happy, and then you got 4K for $19.99. Let's just say 1080p is the one most people want, right? Is this a streaming service that's worth $15.49 a month?
Yes.
Okay, I don't think so. What about $9.99 a month? So you think so? I think it's for you to say, for me to go from
here's
$9.99 to $19.99 for $10 more a month, I'm doubling it.
Right.
I mean,
so here's how I evaluate the value within entertainment, and I'm talking about video games or television, something that takes you into another world and kind of gives you this entertainment for like an hour or 2 hours. How much do you feel comfortable spending on a ticket for a movie that came out that you really want to see?
I mean,
in theaters, how comfortable do you feel spending on a ticket?
I mean, what is it? It's $15 these days, maybe $20
for a ticket. Yeah, for a ticket Would you feel comfortable spending $15 on a ticket for a movie
Sure.
you really want to see? So to you, the value of that hour and a half of 2 hours of entertainment is about $15, $20, correct?
Yeah, right.
That entertainment that they gave you, you feel good as long as you got entertained. So that's where the thought process of these streaming platforms go. If you're paying about $10, $15, $20 and you're getting more of 2 hours of entertainment a month out of it, then I feel like you got your money's worth. That's the same with video games. Video games, you're getting 8 to 20 to 30 to 40 hours.
I don't disagree with your premise,
$20.
your premise there, but where this is a challenge for them, I think, is what we talked about earlier. Now you have to make a choice of which streaming service you're going to use.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, yes, if you're looking at it that way, but when you start adding all the streaming services together, you start to have to make a choice like, well, how much can I actually watch in a time period in my free time? And then let's add up all the streaming services. And the problem where Netflix is in, and this is how I couldn't see how people couldn't see this shit happening where it's going to be valued at less, is a lot of these streaming platforms had content on Netflix, and now they pulled it off. So you don't have the Disney. Paramount Plus is going to pull off all their shit. CNN Plus is dead, so that really doesn't count. That died. That was probably the worst streaming service ever. That died in like a month. And it's hilarious to me. They're like, it's going to be revolutionary. Done. Dead. Who else pulled off there? The Peacock, right? They have their
the Peacock. I like that as the Peacock.
Yeah, they have their own streaming service set up, and I mean these are tied to big networks. So, and then HBO Max is another one that has a whole bunch of content. Mm-hmm. So for me, if I'm choosing between that and HBO Max, I'm going HBO Max. Personally, I'm going HBO Max. Now, that might be Netflix. They have some good originals. But, some people argue that Amazon Prime gives you just as much originals and access that Netflix does these days, and that comes with your subscription, right? So there's a lot of competitor out there. So I don't know, man. I feel like they're going to be behind the 8 ball on this because, let's say you have Disney Plus. I forgot about that one, too. Like Disney Plus. All right, let's say you had the bundle, which gives you ESPN and Hulu, which the free Hulu is straight trash because you get commercials every 2 seconds. And
that's what I've got.
It's horrible. Can you survive the commercials on a show you don't watch on free Hulu?
Yes.
Not me, man. I'm done with that. But I don't even use it because it's so bad. And show you a different commercial. Sometimes they show you the same fucking one over and over again, and you want to die. It's ridiculous. But I mean, so let's say Disney Plus, you got $13 there. Let's say you got Amazon, or Amazon's part of your your Prime package. It doesn't count. Let's say you got that's another 28. Then let's say you do Paramount Plus, it's another 7. The Peacock is another 7. I mean, you're gonna start, and then it's like, oh, we'll get Discovery Plus. You've
got Apple TV Plus.
That's $5. That's cheap.
The Prime Video.
See, Apple TV is using their service as a loss leader, I believe. Or if they break even on it, they're okay because they're gonna attract other stuff.
I've got Paramount Plus just for Halo.
I got it free for a year through T-Mobile.
And the great thing is, if I ever want to just mess with or make Laura or my mother panic, all I have to say is, I want to sit down and go over the streaming services and see how much we're paying.
I've seen you've done this before, yeah.
And they literally start panicking. It's a panic attack.
They each need a cigarette immediately.
Right.
They're like, I need a light.
They immediately both start messaging me back. Why? What are you thinking? Because they know how I am. When I start seeing a decline in our income or the budget, right away I go straight for the streaming services because they're not all necessary. And right away the panic sets in, and I start getting text messages. You can't get rid of this. You can't get rid of this. We need this. We need this. Because for me, I can live off of YouTube and free versions of all the streaming platforms that have the free versions. And my mother just texted me right now as I'm saying this and wrote, "Mute yourself," because that's the kind of society we live in now. It's no longer the cable, TV era. It's now the streaming services, and people become so dependent on these streaming services. And it's not that they, like you were perfectly correct in what you said. Whereas, do you have enough time in your day to take advantage of all these?
You don't, because if you think about it, you're like, I'm paying for this and I never use it.
But the whole thought process of, I'm going to be sitting there bored and something may be on that streaming service at that time and I don't have it, that is what causes the panic to set in. I need to have it.
But see, me, I keep these services based off if there's a relevant show I'm watching. If there's not, then I cancel it. For example, I like Jon Stewart and Ted Lasso on Apple TV. They're both neither on with new episodes right now, so I canceled it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And to me, that's where these companies are going to start getting smarter, where they're like, I think they stopped now, but they used to let's just release the whole season and people could binge it. Now they're going to release it week by week, so you have to hang on.
That's what they're doing with Halo right now.
Yeah,
Halo is
100%.
week by week because they want you hanging on. Something like Orange is the New Black, they would release that all at one clip, and people would.
I feel like that's the same show as Oz. It's just for lesbians.
Yeah, it's for the women.
Yeah.
And it would people would binge it in a whole day or 2 days, and they'd be done. I totally agree. That's why they're changing up their platform and the way they're doing it. I just don't see the point of having all of these. I literally personally utilize Sling TV, which is phenomenal. And
I think Sling is the best
$30. Yeah, live TV and all that kind of
stuff. The best streaming service out there. Even if you're a sports fan and you pay like $20 more, it's still the best.
Still the best. It's still the cheapest, on demand, and all that kind of stuff. And Hulu.
And you could get a ton of free channels through Sling if you decide to do an antenna.
Yeah.
And which is a great feature too. And I believe with Sling,
we are not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not sponsored, but if you cancel their subscription service, you still can watch your free channels through their interface.
Right.
Man, I don't think I don't know. I just feel like you just got to manage it, because at the end of the day, how much time do you have in your day? And I ask myself that often, and I split it with people, and if I didn't, I'm not buying it. Like I split my I am on one of my friends' Netflix, and if they raise his price and he cancels it, I'm just not gonna have Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna survive without it, because you know what? If you really wanted to, I would challenge people. Sports is tough. I'm a big sports guy. Mike isn't. You could probably get a lot more of that content if you really search for it for free, and not actually have to pay for it. But that becomes a pain in the ass, and then it's like then it's like some guy holding it in a theater with.
But another thing is, a lot of these shows, you could literally pay for just the show. And people look at it and go, I'm paying whatever it is, $20 for this series. I'm paying $20 for the series where it would have only cost $15 or $10 for the streaming service, but over the long haul, you're saving money because you're not going to delete it, cancel it at the end of the month.
See, I am militant with that bullshit. Like I will be like at the last second of the trial and be like canceled. Like I'm not the guy to bet on not to do that because before you know it, you have all these fucking things coming out of your bank account. You're like, I don't even watch this. What is this? I don't even know what this is. And I think it's the future. It's here, and it's not going anywhere. And I prefer it this way anyway. I mean, if you're not a sports, you got to look where to put your dollars. But
I remember hearing that there were a lot of people out there that 10, 15 years after AOL was like gone, like because AOL used to cost money a month to have it.
It used to cost per minute back in the day too, right?
Yeah, I forget about minute, but I do remember you would get a free trial at like CompUSA. God damn, I'm
You've
old.
got mail.
And you'd be able to, then you would subscribe to AOL. There were people that 10, 20, years later, like in these days, we're still paying for AOL monthly. And there's some one guy who's got that account who's just taking the money in because people just don't pay attention to what's coming out of their account.
Yeah. Did you hear that Wawa is going to double their stores?
I mean, I've discussed this already with other people. Wawa's already on every single corner, and if there's no way to get to the Wawa across the street, like if you're on a highway, a large road with a barrier, they'll build a Wawa across the street from a Wawa.
I feel like they're looking to double its current count of 965 stores by 2030, partially expanded into more states. The Philadelphia Business Journal reports, and what's interesting is I'm hearing about drive-thrus, which I'm kind of digging.
I am going to start a movement. Bring sheets to jerseys.
Sheets is so
bring sheets to
overrated.
Jerseys.
It's so overrated.
We want sheets.
You just like it because it gives you a different kind of diarrhea.
We want sheets.
Sheets isn't that great.
Also, we want alcohol.
What do you like that's on sheets?
Served in Wawa. Sheets has a very, and it might be just they have different stuff, but they have a great variety of snacks and drinks that you can't find at Wawa, and their food is really good, and they have an assortment that you can't find at Wawa.
They got tots, big deal. That's on the list.
It really is the McDonald's.
Mac and cheese bites, okay. You can.
It really is the McDonald's to Burger King kind of comparison.
Jalapeno
it's the
poppers.
Same thing, but different.
Jalapeno poppers, big revolutionary, really. I love this one. They call it Boneless Blitz. It's popcorn chicken. It's just tiny chicken fingers. Popcorn chicken. Get the fuck out of here with that. Mozzarella sticks. Ooh, another revolutionary item. They have another one. It's a fries and a tot platter. So you get a bunch of fries and tots and, onion rings. Okay. That's nice. The big mods. So that's a burger with cheese on it and mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce.
Right.
You fat bastards, whoever's in that. I mean, what fried pickle chips? Okay, you can go to Hooters for that and look at titties. I mean, I don't know.
What?
Hooters has fried pickles. It's like an appetizer. Have you ever been to a Hooters?
Yeah. Oh God, forever ago.
By the way, their wings totally overrated.
Yeah, insanely overrated.
And you would eat them, and I swear there's something in the batter because it makes you go to the bathroom like quick.
I am 100% trying to find that menu you just found. I can't find it.
It was on the sheetsofshitmenu.com.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Everybody gets sentimental about sheets. I think it's just like something different. It's like, oh, I'm here in
it is something
the middle
different,
of
but it's also good different. You know what I mean?
You know it's different, and are you ready to feel like a piece of shit?
Always.
Bad Baby. You remember her? No. Catch Me Outside. How about that?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You want to know how much money she made last year?
I guess you're going to tell me.
$52 million.
All right.
Off of OnlyFans.
All right.
And not a single piece of nudity. I know. I subscribed for a month. I was very disappointed.
I'm sure you did.
I just wanted to see what it was all about. And people were continuing to subscribe. She made $6 million, or she bought a mansion for $6 million in cash.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, she's balling more than some sports stars out there. She's like, cash me outside. How about that? This is I think where this happened. And she became a millionaire. like this is where society has turned an evil quarter. I'm pretty sure she's all plastic surgery up. Good for her, though. You know what I mean? Way to turn a negative into a positive, young lady.
I give her insane props. Maybe not her, maybe the people that are around her. But I've said this many times. I'm not saying it's easy, but anybody can have that moment. Anybody can have that thing, that video, that clip, that audio, that screenshot, that meme that goes viral. To have the ability to parlay that and to keep that drive going and to keep on top of it is not easy.
You know what? I'm going to call Damon Feldman out here. I'm bored with his current boxing matches he has up. Why doesn't he get Bad Bhabie on there to fight one of these girls?
Or to fight Hazel Roche.
Oh, yeah. Hazel, Latin Lover versus Bad Bhabie. Fucking would be a box office blast. I could see it now. And, or, you know, have him have another controversial girl fight her. I mean, come on, Damon. Let's go, man. Let's make this happen. Where's Bitcoin Rodney at? You know, throw some money at her. You're gonna have to come out your pocket for this one, but because she's got 52 mil, so
yeah,
you might have to pay her pretty handsomely to get her to do it. So how about Bad Bhabie versus Lenny Dykstra?
Jesus.
Or the Bagel Boss.
It is impressive when you can have a OnlyFans and not show even a nip slip and make a lot of money off it.
There's got to be a nip slip on there, right?
Gotta have a nip slip.
Says Bad Bhabie.
If you subscribe to Godfrey's OnlyFans, I can guarantee you a nip slip.
I mean, I just don't have a shirt on the whole time. So, yeah, there was rumors that Bad Bhabie will fight Whoa Vicky in a boxing ring under one condition. But that never happened. That was in 19.
I feel like if
she's a rapper now too,
I feel like if you started a OnlyFans, I feel like you might make some money.
Oh my God!
I'll start an OnlyFans, and it's going to be only VR. I'm just going to talk about VR on it.
We'll start a Patron. Maybe I'll start trying to make a Patron.
It'll just be me shirtless playing VR.
Yeah, there's probably somebody out in China that loves that. some weird fetish, like, oh look, it's a hairy Caucasian man. I love that. It's exotic.
I kind of see a nipple. I kind of don't.
Yeah. That's exotic. We don't see that over here. And over here, we're like, yeah, that's some dude mowing his lawn across the street. Yep, that's pretty much what it is. Crazy. So I don't know, man. Nothing amazes me anymore, man. I feel like I am getting old. I was out last night at a happy hour at my job, and my average age, you know, of people with me for my job was like middle 20s. And like they're like, let's go, and like is karaoke for assholes or is it just me? I feel like if you like to sing karaoke, you're an asshole. I don't know. I just feel like I'm not a fan of karaoke. I don't like watching
karaoke for assholes.
I mean, I think it's a fair question. Do you like karaoke, and do you feel attacked that I called you an asshole? I don't know. I just don't know karaoke. You know, people get up there and they're like, you know what, let me do Whitney Houston, let me do any song. And I feel like they get up there and they start singing it and they're like, wow, that really sounded a lot better in the shower. And then they get off and, you know, they drink more because they want to wash down the pain of what they just did in front of everybody. But I don't know if I could get down with karaoke. I mean, I've done it a few times and begrudgingly, but I find myself sometimes going to a happy hour and I get stuck in a random karaoke I didn't know was going to be there because I would have avoided it. Have you ever like been getting food and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, there's a DJ setting up, and then you realize, oh shit, he's setting up a karaoke rig. Fuck me.
Well, I mean, karaoke, anytime that there's a group of other people that are doing the karaoke and having a good time, those are the assholes. But if you're there with friends and you're having the good time, then it's a good time. It's yeah.
I mean, I had a good time, but karaoke wasn't a good time.
Did you do it?
Fuck no.
Why not?
Because I didn't want to make
What is your, if you do step up to the karaoke plate, what is your song?
What's my song?
What song do you choose? Out of all the songs they have, the complete library, what is yours?
That's a tough one, man. I'm going to go with some mumble rap. No,
are you serious?
No, I'm not. Busta Rhymes, Break Your Neck? No, I'm just joking. I don't know what I would go with. You know, I've done like Smash Mouth, Loser. Is that what that song's called?
I think so.
Because they're Living in a Gangster's Paradise, because it's so slow you can do it. Cake, Going the Distance. That would be what I would go with. Yeah.
So I will, if I'm not drunk or if I've just started drinking, I will 100% go with whatever punk rock they have. Any punk rock. So normally, they're going to have the Green Day, or sometimes some people have like Good Charlotte or something. But I'll go with punk because it's not really singing. It is, but it isn't. If I'm really drunk, then I'm going to go with like Billy Joel, and I'm going to sound
what about
completely
people like
utterly horrible.
Would it be wrong like if we gave them a True Philly treatment, or like if like they're trying to do a song with like really like difficult notes and they have no bars, and I'm like, you don't have any bars, you're washed. You're washed.
Everybody that is tuning in live, sorry podcast people, everybody that's tuning in live, let us know in the chat room what your song is for
who the fuck's Bobby McGee?
For karaoke. I'm very interested in what people choose at karaoke.
Who's Bobby McGee? Someone said Patsy Cline. I know who that is my jammer, Bobby McGee. That must be like an old country guy.
Oh, Bobby McGee, the song.
There's a song called Bobby McGee.
It's on the. I'm not going to even try to sing it because I don't know it. But it's the raspy voiced woman. Oh, Bobby McGee. See, I tried to do it. I said I wasn't going to do it. It's a song. Yeah. Look it up after the show. But yeah, I forget who sings it, but it's a raspy voice.
I think Bobby McGee is a horrible name.
Yeah.
Let's sing Bobby McGee. I need to hear the Billy Joel Operation Get Mike Wasted. Yeah. Might be worth it. Yeah.
Janis Joplin. There you go.
All right,
Bobby
so what's
McGee
the worst
by Janis Joplin?
What's the worst karaoke song you hear? There's got to be one where you hear someone hear it.
I wouldn't say it's the worst.
And you're like, oh, why that song?
It's not the worst. I don't like the generic ones like Sweet Caroline or something like that everybody does just because it gets everybody going.
Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah, something like that. I want to hear some good shit. I love it when somebody actually can belt it out.
Yeah. You want someone to do some Slipknot?
I just have to put this up so we can read it. It's so long. Thanks, Steph.
I can't attend karaoke. If you suck, I will laugh so fucking hard and not feel bad. I won't heckle, however. All bets are off with me being nice. I don't have
the balls to sing herself.
Yeah.
So she won't sing
generic
herself,
white people songs,
but she will
like
literally
everything.
call you out as a heckler. But she won't heckle, but she'll laugh her balls off. If
generic,
if
I'm going to say American Pie would be one of those generic white people songs.
Those ones I don't like. If somebody's going to go up and literally belt out like Pearl Jam, the generic ones I don't like.
If you do Hootie and the Blowfish or Blues Traveler, I'm going to boo you. Or Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah.
I want to be with you.
If you're going to do like Down with the Sickness,
yeah,
I got props for you. All right. If you're going to do like Eminem and you're going to sound good doing it, I got props for you.
I mean, he's not really singing, right? You just got to get that flow.
You just got to, you got to stay on point with the flow as far as he's doing. Unless you're going to do like Rap God, then kudos to you.
Yeah, there's certain songs like just like
there's one generic song that I'm okay with. I just thought
I don't like when people do Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm okay with anybody who does the Humpty Dance.
Okay.
The Humpty Dance is a generic song.
I played that on the
majorly generic, but I'm okay with it if I'm at the bar and you do Humpty Dance. I'm okay with that.
After 5 Long Islands, it sounds amazing. Laura, I think everybody thinks that. It's were you great? I was great. Yeah, I was great. Yeah, it was fucking fantastic. Let's do another one.
Yeah, the next morning you're sitting there going, oh, why did I do that? Man, they loved me.
As your friend fucking puts it on like Instagram or
TikTok,
Snapchat or whatever. I don't know. You get booed.
We used to, so this is... look, he actually used it tonight. We used to, during the infancy of Toxic Radio, after shows, we used to do in-studio karaoke. That's something that not a lot of people know.
Who was doing that shit?
We used to stream it live. This is when Toxic was in my apartment.
Was Fish part of that?
I don't think, no, Fish was not part of it. It usually happened after BTG, which used to be my podcast, Battle the Grind. And we would tell everybody, stay tuned. We're going to go rearrange everything. We'd come back and we'd put music on and we would do karaoke.
Yeah, I think karaoke's for assholes, though. I just think it is.
Now, one time at the Great Philadelphia Comic-Con, they asked for our services, Toxic, to help them out with karaoke. And I ended up at an after party with somebody from Star Trek, Rob Bruce from Comic Book Men,
Fuck is that?
Also, what's his name? Oompa Loompa. Goddamn. Deep Roy, and a bunch of other celebrities doing karaoke. Now that was phenomenal.
Yeah. So here's some, and this I'm gonna give you a list that I got off of a channel. Songs you should never do. My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. I agree with that. Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah, don't ruin it. As I already mentioned, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Kiss by Prince. No. Any musical theater show tunes. Yeah, I don't want to hear any show tunes. You Ought to Know by Alanis Morissette. Really? I agree with that too. Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Taylor. No, you can't sing these songs. You should be the karaoke DJ should be like, listen, you're not ready for this tonight. I need you.
He actually stops you,
yeah.
Puts his hand up.
Like, listen, you're not ready for this tonight. I need you to go back to the book and get something more appropriate. I could tell by looking at you, you don't have what it takes to do a show tune.
I wonder if that's ever happened where a karaoke person who's there to specifically let you sing songs has ever actually flagged somebody or told them.
We should set up a prank where we're a karaoke DJ at a random bar and we tell people no on certain songs.
They come up. We're like, okay, whoever, come up and do your song. And they come up. We look at them and go, no.
If I Could Turn Back Time by Cher, yeah, I agree. No, you can't be doing that.
That one hurts.
Without You by Air Supply. Ugh. I mean, come on. I just feel like karaoke is best for your own shower. Like, I sing sometimes by myself, but I don't really. I know I suck at it. I barely could talk. I mean, now I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing verses. What's wrong with you people? I don't know. Do you? I think that's probably the only thing at a bar where I'm like, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. And sometimes you get caught in a group, you're part of a check, there's pictures, there's food coming, you're like, fuck, I'm stuck here. I'm going to have to live this one out.
But at the same token, there are times when you're there and people, singers that never made it, sadly, that's what they are. People that have great talent and great vocal ability and can keep a note. They utilize karaoke as like as almost like a hobby.
I could appreciate
and when they
that.
show up and belt one out, you take a step back. You're like, holy crap! This is amazing.
Last night where I was at, that didn't happen. Everybody's I would love if someone would step up and be like, yeah, watch me dunk this shit. But nope, everybody was a sloppy motherfucker. I'm like, wow, and then one girl, kudos to her. She was a smoke show, but I got to tell you, she would have been better off just being quiet because she started trying to hit those high notes, and I was just like, wow. And everybody starts to make those faces at the bar. They're like, oh, my God, what is going on? And I'm like, did you expect, like, Celine Dion to show up? Or what the fuck? I mean, I don't know. I think Huey Lewis in the News, That's the Power of Love is a good one.
Oh, man.
Go Back to the Future on that. So I could do that one. But yeah, if you ever see me doing karaoke, that means I'm fucking shit-faced. It's the only way you're gonna get me up there. I'm definitely not driving. Like, I might have to be wheeled out to my car. Like, all inhibition has been lost, and I have no shame left, and that's pretty much how it's gonna end up. Dude, I'm never doing it again. Karaoke, can't do it. You ever hear of Hemp Soda?
No.
Hemp Soda 101. So there's a sparkling Serenity beverage coming out called Hemp Soda. So it won't get you high, though. So I don't know what the point of it is, but that's because it's made with hemp extract, which utilizes non-psychoactive manner cannabinoids that are found in hemp. Hemp and marijuana fall under the same plant umbrella with the same genome. I think it's genome is how you say it. The real difference lies in the definition that marijuana has rated of higher than 0.3% of THC. So, would you drink hemp soda?
I'll drink anything.
Yeah, don't you drink like those CDC or CBC or
I
CD whatever?
I went to Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash where they sell CBD seltzers, and I drank that.
Do you feel anything?
I definitely did. There were certain versions It was a 4-pack. Certain ones had more milligrams than the others, but it did mellow me out. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
They were expensive though. For a 4-pack, it was like $20. That's because it's Jay and Silent Bob.
Really?
Yep.
$4. That, and they got you.
Again, it's not something you're going out and buying. It's the experience.
Yeah.
You know, you're not buying it at the grocery store week in and week out. You're buying it because you went to North Jersey and visited the secret stash. That's the only reason you're getting this. And, you know, since I was there and I was meeting the people and talking with them, I said, what do I want? And I'm going to keep the cans themselves. So, you know, it was worth it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to bring some weird drinks in to try on the show in the future. Maybe some hemp, CBD. Is it CBD, right? Or maybe ones that are actually weed infused. We'll see. Because those are out there. I always wonder how they'll work. But I guess taking it in a liquid form is probably the quickest way to hit your body, I would think. But with that being said, folks, thanks for tuning in. There will be no Birds Deep tonight. We did 2 weeks in a row. We will be back next week following Taking a Deep. And Birds Deep will be recapping the NFL draft, which is roughly about an hour and some odd minutes. Eat Go Birds, you know, and check us out next week. And, you know, listen for some updates. We'll be making some social media posts about it. So it's going to be an interesting and fun night. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening in. And this is D. Godfrey, not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.